How's it going, fellas, and welcome to the channel where I kick back, relax and talk video games. And the reason why I bought WWE2K22, to be honest fellas, was the MYRISE Career Mode. It's my favourite mode when it comes to WWE games. And over the years it's gotten to the point where it's become unplayable, and WWE2K22 was pretty much a joke when it comes to a career mode. Well, it was a joke in general, but for a career mode it was an utter piece of crap.
Goddamn right.
So over the next few minutes, I will be talking about the good, the bad, and everything in between when it comes to WWE 2K22's MYRISE Career Mode. So if you like that sort of stuff, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below all your thoughts and opinions when it comes to the WWE 2K22 MYRISE Career Mode. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Leave it all in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. Let's get into it.
Oh, finally. Starting to grow mushrooms out my ass.
So the first thing I want to talk about is the good and bad about story paths. The worst thing about WWE 2K20 and older WWE games is that I had to keep doing one-on-one matches against the same person every single time. Yeah, it did build a little bit of story, but it got boring gameplay-wise very quickly. Fact! And with the amount of story paths to choose from this year and tons of variety in the match types to keep me invested and fighting heaps of different superstars, you want to play the game more and more, which I haven't felt in a very long time when it comes to WWE games, which is a good thing. I want to keep playing it. I want to find out all the story paths. I want to find them all. I want to do a male career as a heel. I want to do it as a babyface. I want to be a female superstar as well.
Just calm down. Like, chill.
Which has never been a thing in a WWE game, actually wanting to play the career mode more than once, which is a great thing.
It's true, man.
The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to story paths, they need to be locked better. I was in the Royal Rumble and fighting for a title after like my 6th match on Raw, which I didn't like. I wanted to build my name and go from the bottom to the top of the WWE, but instead I was just thrown into a story, and before I knew it, I was pretty much heavyweight champion of the world after like 5, 6, 7 matches. I just think a few more story paths should be locked a little bit better until later in your career.
That's it?
That's it! So the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the story or story paths is the actual story itself is pretty bad, fellas. Don't get me wrong, I've skipped pretty much all the text messages. I just wish I could skip the cutscenes too because it is terrible. But these text messages are just ridiculous. I don't want to read that much text in 2022. But then you see a promo and some of the cutscenes and you kind of wish that you were reading the text messages again. That's how bad the acting in the cutscenes are, and the writing as well is just poorly done, fellas, to be honest, and you just want to skip it. Having very little interaction with WWE superstars in the cutscenes as well just ruins it for me. A lot of the time it's just piss poor acting with piss poor dialogue, and I just want it to go back to a text message. I really do, and I never thought I'd ever say that when it comes to a review in 2022.
Do you even listen to yourself when you talk?
So the next thing I want to talk about is the good and bad about creating a superstar. There is tons of detail, and I mean tons of detail, fellas, when creating a male or female superstar. Tons of faces, attires, and everything in between to choose from. There are so many different ways to take your superstar, from a demon-looking motherfucker to dudes that just look like a simple superstar, which is great. It's up to you what you create. If you want some crazy demon, you can make that. If you just want to make a standard superstar, you can make that too, which is a great thing. It's entirely up to you how crazy you want to go with your character. So the next thing I want to talk about is entrances and movesets are just one thing that I used to love in older WWE games, but it's just not the same. They've taken out the advanced entrance editor, and it makes the entrance editor very boring. It really does, fellas. I just don't really like putting in the effort when they don't put in the effort for the tools to give us to create entrances. I like creating entrances. I like making nuts entrances that have crazy amounts of detail, but you just can't do this with this entrance creator in WWE 2K22's My Career. It really just doesn't allow you to have that much creativity. It doesn't give you the tools to make the entrances that you want, which sucks. But movesets are pretty much the same as normal, fellas. fellas. You create your movesets, choose your moves, and that's about it. It takes you about an hour, but once you do, it is a good thing. So the next thing I want to talk about when creating a superstar is I want to be a heel and be booed. I've chosen it in all the options, but I don't know how to do it. I really don't. I've selected every single red mask match. I've never chosen a green one. I've chosen to be booed as my crowd reaction, but it just seems to be the same thing no matter what. I never get booed by the crowd, and I want to be.
Boo this man!
I want to, when I walk out, when the crowd hears my music, I just hear boo. You know what I mean, fellas? That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear the crowd cheering for me. I want to be a heel, but it just doesn't matter what you choose. It just seems to be the same reaction no matter what.
That is such bullshit!
So the last thing I want to talk about when creating a superstar is progression of your character is very, very easy, fellas. It really is. It's very simple as well, which is a good thing, but it's just way too easy to become a 99 overall, which sucks. I would like it to take a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, this is something that's very simple, nothing over the top, which isn't a bad thing. I think it's about 5 or 6 attributes that can go up to 10, and that's about it, which I don't mind, but it just leaves a lot of room for improvement for the next game. Maybe a skill tree, maybe something different to make my character unique. I just wish there was a little bit more character development in this game other than just 5 bars going up to 10.
Oh yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few final thoughts, just a few little things. I'm not up to the final thoughts yet. Bear with me, fellas. Just a few little things. And I haven't played with a female superstar yet, but I heard it's a pretty good time. It's a pretty good feature to have. It's not as good as the male career, but it's still good. I will be playing it on stream hopefully this or next week, fellas. So stop by, give me a follow. I really would appreciate it. But just to have separate careers is a good thing. They actually put the time and the effort to give us 2 separate careers. But does it take away from the male career, which is an okay career, but if they just focused on one career instead of focusing on 2, focusing on one to be a great career instead of 2 okay ones, just in my opinion, they should have just focused on the male career. Yeah, it's good to have 2 careers, but like I said, I'd rather one great one than 2 okay ones.
Yeah, damn right!
So the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to a few little things is I don't like the rematch feature. I like it. If I lose, fellas. You just got to deal with it and your story evolves around it and the story adapts. That's the type of thing that we need in this game mode. With the story paths the way that they are and then I lose and then they just restart the match. It just doesn't make sense to me. If I lose, I should lose.
Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it! Fix it, fix it, fix it!
I don't need you to hold my hand 2K to the title, like what the game does over and over and over again. Like I lost to R-Truth, the 24/7 champion. Next week I've got another title shot. I lose the Royal Rumble. Next week I'm in a #1 contender match for the WWE title. I should be able to have the career that I want, and if I lose, it should affect the career. I just don't want handouts. I just don't want the title handed to me. Like, that's the honest truth. Like, if I lose, I should be thrown to the bottom of the barrel and start again, climbing my way to the top. The title should be a reward. The title should be something to grind for, not handed to me.
Get the fork out of here.
So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few final thoughts, and the career mode is far from perfect, fellas, but I do think it's the best WWE career mode in a very long time, if not ever. It's a huge step forward from WWE2K20, and that's not hard considering how bad that mode actually was. But to be honest, fellas, the gameplay helps a lot because the gameplay is fun, the gameplay is fast, the gameplay is great, and like what I always say, it is a video game at the end of the day, fellas, and that's what we're here for. The gameplay is fun. It is a great foundation for 2K to build on. They just need to fill in the gap.
Oh, it's true! It's damn true!
But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these raves, whatever you want to call them, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below all your thoughts and opinions when it comes to WWE2K22's MYRISE Career Mode. Leave it all in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.
I'm out.